Hey, another long day here in Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi real estate realtor. You can see I've been going all day. Today I was stopping by a couple of properties of mine that I'm going to be listing, and one is a flip, and one is a home that my clients had bought through me back about 6 years ago. And they had to buy a bigger home, and we're getting both of these properties ready to list. Okay. And, sometimes in particular with the flip, even with this one, they'd say, well, Jackie, what do I need to do to get it ready? How much can I make? And I'm like, well, that really depends on what you do. Yes, we have certain market factors that help us determine the true market value. But if you want to make more money, it's especially in a really strong market, if you put a little money into it, or even not so little, maybe a little more than a little, you're going to get a good return out of it. So, I have the flip that I'm doing. It's like, wow, they've gone all out. They've done a really good job fixing it up. And we went from thinking we might list around 400, and now I can confidently say that we're probably looking at 450 some. Okay. And they're thrilled, but I said, we talked about my hair look like I'm in a wind tunnel. We said initially, maybe you do more cost effective, remodeling, like vinyl flooring throughout, or just, the more cost-effective ways, not totally cheap, but cheaper, right? And so my clients decided they were going to do upgrades that were more costly, but really more conducive to this type of property, and it's gonna pay off in the end. And so, if you're wondering how much your house is going to be worth, how much your property is going to be worth. If you have a single family home and Lord willing, you can afford to paint it like we're doing on my other listing, not the investor, but my client who's just selling their older home, that they moved out of, is, I've been telling people, make your home look like new construction, because new construction is going to be 20, 30 plus, even 150 plus grand more than a older home that is made to feel like that new home, right? So everybody will jump on it. Okay, so what we do is wherever you're living, wherever you live, do yourself a favor and go look at new construction. Go see what's selling. Go see what the feel of the property is. I remember I always like soft, like warm light, like real low light. And now I really like bright daylight light, and that's the thing now. People like the bright, clean white and grays, maybe a pale blue, and make sure you if you don't have a realtor that can help you, by God's grace, I'm able to help my clients because I already see in my mind the ideas that I want to share with them. And so, but look up, if you don't have a realtor that can help you, look up and go to model homes and new construction and stuff like that. And that will really help you figure out how to stage and make your house feel. Okay. On this flip that we're doing, it's just a really neat big house, but there you walk in, there's this grand staircase, and I was like, man, we need to have like some sort of chandelier, but you couldn't see it if it were in the stairwell. So my clients were like, well, what do you mean? I said, no, like right over here. I'll send you guys, I'll probably do a walkthrough video so you guys can see how cool it is when it's done. But, like a chandelier to just give it that, it's like tying it all together. It's obviously a big home. We're designing it to be very classy and very regal. But, there's just certain things that when you add that extra money for the right fan, spend the $300, $500 on the right fan in a big living room as the focal point. You don't want to put like a cheap little, $150 fan there. It's not completing it. Now, if you have a little investment property, then we're going to, use the cheaper fans, and it will still be one way better than most of the other ones, right? So yeah, put the money into it if you can. If you can't, if you have no cash and you can't, paint or do some minor upgrades, then do everything you can to make that place clean and make it smell good. And then that will help you too, So if you can't do minor upgrades, then just clean it really well, make it smell good so it doesn't feel dated and disgusting. Sometimes realtors, the sellers will be like, oh, my house isn't smelling. And we're like, yeah, well, I'm okay working hard and advertising and doing all this stuff, but I'm not responsible to clean your house and get it in order. Like we can do that together, but you have to do your part. Right. So, anyway, get it, look at new home construction. And if you can't, afford anything, then just get it real clean, let it smell good, get the yard cleaned up and price it right. Make sure the market, make sure you have a realtor who knows the market. Okay. Because some of these realtors are pricing too high and others are pricing too low. And both scenarios are not good. So you want to be in that sweet spot. In this market, if you price it right, you should have an offer at least within 24 hours. Maybe not multiples, but if it's priced right, you should have something within a day or two. Okay. So yeah, those are the things I'm thinking about when it comes to land. Not, you're better off mowing it and getting a survey, so it's already done. But surveys can be expensive for land. Okay. So that's it. Your price and what you're going to get for your home is going to depend on what we can do before we list it. Okay. So let's say you put $2,000 into it. You might make $3,000 because you're going to sell it faster and it's going to look better and more people want it. Okay. So have a good day.